somewhere in Myanmar or Laos or even Thailand or Cambodia, one of these countries, you see.
Oh, so not mainly that you're just going to visiting to these three countries only?
Not really. Anywhere in Southeast Asia, with the exception of Brunei and Singapore, because I think Singapore is very, very well organized, and I don't think there's a lot of poverty in Singapore. But in all these countries like Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, all these developing countries, there's still a lot of inequality. So these are the countries that I normally go to.
So how? Okay. Wait. It's at PM already. So we're gonna start our show. Okay, we're gonna start with an introduction first. Yeah.
Yep, sure. Wi-Fi, the internet connection is slow.
Hi guys, welcome back to Discovering Myth Talk Show. And today we have another special guest, and he is my friend. So right now I'll do a brief introduction about him. So I met him through a Facebook group. Yes, I was so fascinated by his stories, and I quickly DM him to ask questions about him, why he do what he doing today. And apparently I promised to find him since last year, and until now I couldn't find the chance. And I have to say that I'm very happy that COVID-19 really happens. Okay, not that it's affecting our economy or health, but because it creates this opportunity for me to meet him and have this live conversation. So let's say hi to Mr. Danny. Hi, Mr. Danny.
Hello, everyone.
I mean that finally it happens. Like I have been promising you since last year, right?
Yes, that's right.
We're going to KL. Yeah, but I'm really thankful that today we have a good, we have this opportunity to sit down and talk about this thing. I'm really thankful about it. I really thankful about it. Yeah, so maybe you can do a bit of a introduction about yourself.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, as for what. My name is Danny. I have been working for many years. Since I was 15 years old, I started working, and then I started off from a rank
15 years old.
15, yeah. I work in golf courses, carrying golf bags, just to make a bit of pocket money during school days. You see, I was in the petrol kiosk, becoming a pump attendant. I was doing a lot of odd jobs during my school days.
Ah.
Wow. Yeah, I was frying chicken in KFCs during my school holidays, just to make the extra pocket money. Because when I was young, I think my parents trained me in a sense that if you want something, you better work for it. There's no sense of entitlement. Even though I don't come from a poor family, there's no money to spend, but my parents took the step to educate me in this aspect, to make sure that I earn for what I want to spend, you see.
Oh, wow. That is a really good mindset that has been planted to you. I mean that it's because that it teaches you that there is don't take anything for granted, and things never come free.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely correct.
Wow,
yep.
Wow. I mean that it's rarely to see this kind of value have been planted into young kids recently. I mean that it's very rare, and to hear that your parents teachers use this. So I mean that, wow, amazing.
Actually, when I was young, I didn't understand that. I thought my parents was they do not love me, or they somehow why are they doing this to me? But actually, when I've reached this stage, I've actually realized that I'm thankful that this thing happened to me. I went through this phase of life, and it's actually awesome. Well, without this training, I think I wouldn't be where I am today. And I'm very thankful for my parents for training me so rigidly or so intensely. Yep. Well, maybe I'm born in the 70s. You see, so people from the 70s have a very different mindset from kids nowadays. Nowadays, I think the millennial kids, they have a different mindset altogether. Even their toys is different. It's like computers, mobile phone. Whereas when I was young, I was catching fish even by the drain or even by the river. You see.
So it's like a time difference, right? When you see that in the 70s and nowadays, like even during my time, right? When I was born in 90s, and you know that where we do not have computers, we do not have phones, we do not have PlayStation or Game Boy. We just go out and play with friends,
Mhm.
play with dirt and everything. So it's like
Yeah.
you can see that there's a totally different time frame there
Yep. Agree.
and different things. So the one thing that I really curious that from back then when I first talked to you, and yeah, I was like, I mean that you work in the huge company. I mean that Melco Group. Okay,
Yeah.
I do a research about it. It's like the only company that have been granted an access to have a casino in Macau.
Yep, you're right. One of the license holder of the casinos in Macau. But prior to joining Melco Group, I was working in the hotel industry. Having said that, I was working with Ritz Carlton Hotel, which is owned by the YTL Group. I worked with Shangri-La Group before, which is owned by the Kwok brothers, Robert Kwok, the richest man in Malaysia. And I've done a bit of freelancing of tour guiding, and you know, I've been helping a lot of people making a lot of arrangements in the hotel, because I was the chief concierge of Shangri-La Hotel back then. Chief concierge, basically we arrange anything that the customers want. The whims and fancies of the customers. For example, the customer wants to have a meeting with this minister. Just for example, we have to make an arrangement for him to meet the ministers. Or if they want the latest Lamborghini for rental, we have to make things happen. So back in the days of the hotel, we are the fixers. We fix everything for the customers.
Oh wow! I mean that is that really a tough job.
Yeah.
I mean that everything that the customer wants, then you have to provide it to them.
That's right. And then I think there was one incident where one of the customers wanted to get married to a local lady, a local Malaysian lady. And the local Malaysian, this guy is a foreigner. If I'm not mistaken, he's from Canada. And then he wants to marry this local lady. But this local lady says that if you want to marry me, ride an elephant right in front of my house and propose to me. Then I will consider to accept your wedding ring. So the customers.
Wait. You mean that your customer had to ride an elephant right in front of the door and to propose?
That's right. That's the request of the lady.
Then wait. Don't tell me that you guys managed to put it out.
Yes, we managed to rent an elephant. With of course with a Mahut, the guy who is controlling the elephant, and then he ferried the customer right to the doorstep of this lady, and then he proposed to her, and then of course the marriage went ahead, and then we play a big part in that.
Oh my God! Wait,
yep.
This proposal happened in Malaysia, is it?
In Malaysia, yeah. I still remember getting the elephant from a place in Pahang called Kuala Ganda. There's only 6 elephants back then, and then we had to rent an elephant, we had to rent the mahut, and then we had to pull a lot of strings to make things happen. So it's a tedious process, but it makes things very interesting, and then you become very, very happy when you're able to help people out. And when you see the joy at the face of the guy who proposed, I think, wow.
Did the girl shocked? Because I do believe that in her mind you said, let's see how you find an elephant right in front of my house.
I don't know because I don't know the wife or back then it was like his girlfriend. I do not know her personally, so I do not know what was her response or what she actually think of this fit. But it happens, and then I'm pretty sure she was pretty impressed because she got married with a Canadian guy. So.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I
Yeah.
cannot imagine that. I cannot imagine that.
Yeah, back then, actually, when I was working in a hotel, I met a lot of very interesting people, from the Sultan of Brunei to our ex-Prime Minister, Dato Sri Najib. I met a lot of very, very interesting people along the way. So what happened behind the scene, I think I can write a storybook out of it. But I'm not going to go into the detail, but I'll tell you the story when I have the time.
Well, having heard that you said that you work with a lot of like a famous owned hotel and even with Melco, I mean that why suddenly you thought of like quitting everything and do what you do right now?
Okay, actually, how I got into Melco Group or how I get into the gaming industry was because I was working in the hotel industry, and one of my VIP customers one day told me, he said, "Danny, are you interested to go overseas and work for me?" I was asking, I said, like, what industry and what you want me to do? He said, since you're so good with customer service, I want you to be a casino host director. Casino host director basically means that you're taking care of all the VIP customers who come to your property. So I was helping them with arranging from accommodations to their needs, and getting ready for them to play in the casino. That was my job as a casino host director. And then back then, after working for 2 years as a casino host director, my COO quit, the chief operating officer. And back then, the owner said, "Danny, we'd like to give it a go since CEO has left." So yeah, I took up the challenge, and then from someone who has no exposure to gaming, became an expert in gaming. So I was managing a casino in Cambodia back from year 2006 to 2009. And then the best.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you handle a casino at Cambodia. Cambodia have a casino?
Yes, Cambodia has, back then they have 80 casinos in 80, yeah, 80.
Wow.
Yeah, I was managing the largest casino in Cambodia back then. It was called Golden Tower, and then I was the COO there. And then if you Google back about the history of the casinos in Cambodia, back in 2009, the chief police of Cambodia actually passed away in a helicopter crash. And overnight, 79 casinos got closed down.
Whoa.
Yes, because the license was being issued by the chief police of Cambodia. So the only casinos that survived is a casino called Naga World, which is ironically is owned by a Malaysian, the owner of Nexus Karambunai, Tan Sri Dr. Chen Lip Kiong.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still doing very, very well nowadays. Because they are the only casino that is operating in Phnom Penh, and it's the monopoly. So the part is that I'm proud being a Malaysian, because it's a Malaysian who make big business or big wave in Cambodia. And then yes,
that was Genting Highland in Malaysia, right?
That's right. And then after all the casinos got closed down in 2009, I was jobless for 6 months, and then I got headhunted to become the operation manager of Melco Group, who has an operation in Naga World, Cambodia. So Naga World actually rented out the casino space to big companies, and Melco happens to have a big chunk of the space. in Nagawal. So he asked me whether I'm interested to head down to Cambodia to work as an operation manager. I said, yeah. Back then I was jobless, and then I said, why not? So I took up a challenge. I was I was 26 years old back then, and then
Oh, so young.
Yep. I became an operation manager at the age of 26 years old, and within a span of a year, I became the country manager. I was promoted 3 times.
Oh, you mean that the country manager is like a Cambodia manager, or?
Yes, for the entire Cambodia. I was the country manager, or I was the general manager for Cambodia, or we call it the country manager. So I became the general manager of a listed company. I was at the top. I became a general manager of a listed company at the age of 29.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Age of 29. I've seen millions of US dollar, going through the casinos. I've seen so many rich and popular people, but there's nothing to be envied about them, because there is no joy in them, in a lot of them. Okay, a lot of people who gamble in a casino, they on the facade of their face, you may think that they are they are very rich, they're very powerful. Yes, they are rich, they have money, but there is no real joy. And the worst part that happened to me, that made me want to do something for humanity, was this. I was the GM of a listed company. I was making decisions for a lot of things. I was making a lot of money. People were saying like, "Wow, the world is your oyster. You have everything." I have like 700 stuff under me. And then I was powerful, open and close inverted commas, in that organization. Whatever I wanted, the bosses will give me. I have bodyguards. I have drivers in the 4-wheel drive, and my drivers have guns.
Oh, wow.
Yes, because it's legal to employ armed bodyguards in Cambodia.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's legal. Yeah. So walking around with bodyguards and drivers, sometimes and I was young back then. I was in my 20s, so I was arrogant. I was very arrogant. Okay, wherever people they give me suggestion, I say my decision is final. I don't listen to people because I thought that I know best. Until one day, I saw one lady who I have known her maybe for 5 years. She came to the casino, and she was so desperate to gamble that she sold her kid.
What?
She
Sold her kid on
sold
the floor?
her kid to gamble. She sold
my
her
God.
kid to gamble. So I was like, gee, am I in the right industry? That's my first question. I said, what have I done to the lives of these people? Indirectly, I'm contributing to these sort of things. And then I was like, I just cannot get over myself. The sin still flash in my mind till today. The sin of the lady having to sell the kids just to get the $500 to gamble, to satisfy her craving. I was like, that was one of the final straws. Of course, when I was the general manager of the company, there was a lot of politics. Okay, people are trying to get me off the throne, the throne, because I was the GM. Yeah, I was very powerful, and then people are trying to get me off the throne. There's a lot of nonsense happening. People were maligning each other, just for what? For the sake of getting to my seat, you see. Yeah. So because
Wow.
maybe back then the definition of success was having the best position, having the most money, having the most power. I think maybe that's one of their motivation. When they make God their money their God or power their God, that is what happens. You see. So yep, I say yep, enough is enough, and yep, it's time to let go and do something different.
Then how did the idea of like helping helping the humanity like really spark inside you after you have decided that it's done, it's done, I'm not going to do this anymore. Yeah, so
Okay.
how you transition from that moment to help humanity?
Okay, actually, charity has always been part of my life because I've been going to church since I was young, and then doing charity is something which I'm very accustomed to. Actually, before even joining the gaming industry, I was doing a lot of charity activities in Malaysia. Having said that, it's like helping those orphans, those old folks home, and things like that. But it wasn't a big scale one because back then in Malaysia, I still remember my first salary was 1,280 ringgit, and 1,280 ringgit will never bring you anywhere with that kind of money. So I did whatever I can in Malaysia, but when I was in Cambodia, a lot of these big companies, these gaming companies, they, for the sake of their open and close inverted commas, corporate social responsibility.
Mm,
It might be a big word, but it's just a way of running away from the taxes, getting
understand.
glory, getting the fame out of doing this. And I was spearheading this project. And to be very honest, back then it was all for the fame and glory. Danny is a good man, helping the
Then he does
poor, that kind of thing.
charity.
Yes, 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 yes. It wasn't really from the heart. It wasn't back then. And that's the honest truth, and that's the brutal truth, and it was just for show. It was like, because when we went anywhere to do charity, we have to make sure that we get the name of the sponsor up, and then
The
so that
reporter, right?
yeah, yeah, there's exposure to all this, and then it was all show, to me. I don't find any joy in that, you see. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah, it
so
was it was really like what they call it, Robin Hood. I saw myself more like a Robin Hood, like robbing the rich and giving to the poor. But it, it's not joyful because it's not from the heart, you see.
oh, I see. So I mean that. So after that, so where is the first after you have quitting that, like after you have quitting the gaming company, quit your position, like dethrone yourself. What is the first charity that you really do that makes you find the joy?
That was back in year 2000. Hold on, 2013. I was living in Myanmar back then, and then Myanmar, there is a very very long history with civil war. Even right now, they're having civil war. I think it's one of the longest civil war in the world. For more than 70 years, they are still fighting against each other. And then if you look at the amount of the what do you call it? The amount of orphans that was being displaced from this civil war is immense. It's huge. And then back in 2013, I somehow got connected to this guy. His name is Dalian. He's a Burmese, and this guy Dalian, he actually has about 1,000 over orphans under his care. And then I happened to know him, and then I do not know why. I just say, Dalian, I think, do you need help? And can I participate and help out in your charity home? And
Okay.
this guy, Dalian, he looked at me, he hugged me, and I think tears nearly dropped down from his eyes, because he said, I have been looking for donors for the past few weeks, and we are running virtually to the last sack of our rice, and somehow you appeared. And I take this
Wow.
as I take this as a sign that sign from God that God sent you here.
Yeah, true. I think that for Dahlia, right, you are just like what God answered his prayer, man.
Yeah, and then he said I've been praying for months because our rations of food is depleting, and I just cannot let all these kids go hungry, and back into 2013, that was how I came into the scene, and there was no looking back since then. I've been to many places. But I think the one that left me with the largest impression in my life was in Indonesia. Why I say that? I don't know whether you remember, there was a earthquake back in year 2018.
Yeah, I think I do remember because that's the time where you post something, you post a video at
That's right.
Facebook, right? If I'm not mistaken.
That's right. There was massive earthquake first in Lombok. I went to Lombok 3 times just to help out with the those who were ravaged by the earthquake, where they lost their homes, everything. We managed to build like 20 homes for the really poor and needy, and then we have donated a lot of food, a lot of basic necessities for the people in Lombok. Basically, when a disaster happened to you, I think that the two main things you have to remember is that you have to make sure that they have a place to stay, and second
Yeah.
thing, you must make sure that they have enough food to consume and clean drinking water. So that was my mission back then. In year 2018, I had a lot of free time because I was totally free, and then I still have quite a healthy amount of saving. So I went down there and then started to help them until I don't know whether they remember Palu. Palu, where there was tsunami and earthquake happened in Palu, Indonesia. Actually, if you Google Palu, there was like 5,000 deaths. That was what they are able to find, but there were more bodies than 5,000 people. And when Palu's tsunami and earthquake happened, I was the first few one who flew down there to Palu, and then when you have seen bodies being strewn on the floor, dead bodies everywhere, you will learn about humanity. You will learn about what is there in life for us when people, you can see bodies all over. I have videos which I did not release in Facebook, but the thing is that people are having the excavating bodies coming out from the hole where they were being buried, because it was bad. It was bad. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, and then I went to volunteer in the mosque, because a lot of them are being housed in the mosque. I went to volunteer in the church. I went to volunteer in the Buddhist retreat homes. Back then, when you see that this kind of disaster happens, religion is immaterial already. Actually, that's where you can see the true humanity, and what I saw there actually just changed my life. And then from there on, I ventured to countries like Sri Lanka, where you spend time with those mentally challenged people. And then I went up to even to India, spending time with the orphans there. every country is just so awesome, and it just it's addictive, doing this thing. It just keep you going, and then you are so passionate about it, and then you just cannot stop doing it.
So yeah, because I think that a lot of people, including me, right, including
Yeah.
myself, that have been wondering. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so it's like like sometimes not just me, I'll be wondering like, okay, people like you who doing charity, like fly around to help the poor, to help the orphans, but sometimes we do have feelings that how do you guys keep on going? Like, because just now you mentioned that you still have an adequate amount of your saving and you just flew to Indonesia. So how do you keep yourself survive? That I think that there's a lot of questions. I think that this is the main questions that people keep on wondering.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, how do you survive?
Actually, I still have my consultancy job, which I'm doing from my computer. So I'm still being paid, being a consultant for a few IT companies. They are still paying me, and I'm still drawing quite a good salary. If I could put that, if I could say that, yeah. Actually, not really salary, but on project basis, I'm still having income. And then whenever I go to do all this charity work, you'll be surprised that there's a lot of people who participates in that. They help in cash or in kind. Actually, because when I was running casinos in Cambodia and in different part of Southeast Asia, my network was quite vast. Okay, having said that, if I come out and say, I'm going to do this activity, and somehow people just come in and chip in. So
Wow.
I must say I'm blessed with a good network of friends. A lot of them actually, some of them have money and don't have the time. Some people have the time and don't have the money. I welcome any one of those. If they want to come and help out with their time, I'm more than happy to do to take them along. If they want to help out financially, I'm more than happy to help them out as to bring their donation straight to the place where they need help. So I'm just like a conduit, for the rich and the not so rich to reach the one that needed help. And because I'm more of like a daredevil, I will go to the remotest part of the country. I will find some of the poorest place that you can ever imagine, and I will actually step foot there, and then I'll just do what I can do. You see.
I mean, that is amazing. But because you mentioned that you have a very vast network of friends, right? But here's the thing, though. When you go to, like, for example, like Cambodia, and you go to the poorest or like a very rural area, how do you communicate with them? And how do you find a team of people? For example, let's say Myanmar. You go to the deepest place, very rural, very poor place. But how do you find a team of people from Myanmar to assist you and to help you during this charity work and to help you communicate with them? Do you post in Facebook or anywhere just to find the help?
No, I never post in Facebook asking for help. Like what I will do, because I live in Cambodia for many years. I can speak the local language fluently. So I can communicate like a local, and I have like back then I have 700 over staff under me, and then some of them actually have followed me for many years. So just a phone call, they will come and help willingly without saying a second word. In Cambodia, it's never an issue. In Myanmar as well. Actually, I've worked in countries like Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia. So I do have a good network of local staff who are able to help me. So they will never actually mention that, you know, how much I should pay them. It's all charity, and then they wanted to help, and then they are very thankful in the sense that, you know, I'm helping their people. They are so thankful that you know, a foreigner who is coming to help their people. So they are more thankful than me, that, you know, there's someone who cares about their community. So they are more than happy to be in the team and come along and help out. See.
Wow. I mean that. Wow, amazing! That you're saying that you even can like communicate like a Cambodian. That is amazing.
Yeah, Cambodia is actually like my second home. When I was working there, I invested in properties there before. Yeah, it's very much like my second home. I can just go down there and live there. I have no problem living there. See.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, next time, right? Where if I want to travel to Cambodia, I know who to find.
Yeah. Yep.
I know who exactly to find.
Yep. And then
you'll be very much easy.
Yeah, Cambodia or anywhere in all the developing countries, there is a need for people to be there, and then you know, give them some sort of what do you call that, motivation, because what I'm doing right now may not help them in the long run. But in Myanmar, I have projects where we are doing self-sustaining economy by building a chicken coop for them. We buy cow for them so that they can milk the cow. We help them to cultivate to rear fish so that they can sell the fish to the market, and all these kind of activities. Even we build pig farms for the caretakers so that they can sell the pork meat to the market and to create a self-sustaining economy. It's okay, and it's pretty easy to feed them a fish every day. It's not difficult because it's not expensive, to be honest. Maybe you're talking about $40 per kid for a 1 month's expenses on meal. But if you can help them to become a fisherman, why not?
Yeah, it will be even much better.
Yeah. So this is the ultimate goal. But of course, when you go in there for the first time, you definitely need to survey and then to see how you can help initially, and from there slowly, you know, give them education and let them cultivate them to accept that a self-sustaining economy is what they need, instead of getting handouts and more handouts. You see.
I mean, I do believe that what you say, that if you can teach them to become a fisherman, it will be wonderful. Because I watch a lot of video through YouTube, and there are a lot of charity videos as well, like people giving out food, so giving out some money, some cash for them to survive. So actually, there's a thought of hey, if you give them fish, for let's say for a month of fish, then the fish will definitely run out. But if you teach them how to fish, the life will not just for 1 month. It can sustain them for a year or 2 or 3 years until they're able to, you know, like have a huge business and help others. So I think that is true. I think it's really, really good.
Yep, absolutely. Because charity is not for everyone, to be very honest, because you have to be ready, and then you must be able to sacrifice your time and go for it. You see, it has to come from the heart, and you have to start doing it before you actually know whether this is for you or not. So it's definitely for me, and I'm enjoying it even till this very moment. And having said that, I'm just waiting for the MCO to be over so that I can hit the road again.
Oh, yes, let's say that. Okay, like when you first leave your job, I think that this is something that I really curious about. Okay, so when you first leave your position as a general manager, okay, of a listed company, is there any objection from your friends, from your family, who's saying, Danny, why are you so stupid? You have everything in your hands. You have power, you have money, what you want, people will give it to you. But why? But why you choose to let go of everything? Are you nuts? Or is there any like a, I mean, people say, are you stupid? Or like, no, what you're doing is definitely wrong. It's not
Well,
worth it.
actually, plenty of people of my friends say, Danny, you're crazy. All sort of things. A lot of funny things which I hear. But even though at that time it was tough, okay, it was tough. But it truly shows me who are my friends. It was during that time which I really know who are my true friends. A lot of them are my friends because they needed something from me. And once I am
Mm.
out of the industry, or when I'm no longer in power, just like a lot of politicians, when you're no longer in power, people just forget about you. You just actually you are not their true friends. You are just a friend of convenience where they can make use of you, and you can make use of them. If yeah, because they have things which they can help you to achieve, and you have something to offer them in return. So but when I give up and do things uh, for concentrate on charity, I see who are my true friends. But the good thing is that I still have a group of friends who actually supported me. Yeah, especially on the financial side. They were saying, no, he said, "Wow, let's go for it." And then I see your vision, I see what you're doing, and I like what you're doing, and this is my contribution. Let's make things happen.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, it's really, it's really feel good when, especially you have a group of friends that, like you say, wow, even though they don't know where this path will lead you to, but they just said, if this is what you want, just go ahead. We will support you from behind. I mean, that is the most
correct.
amazing part, right?
Actually, those who supported me are those people which I least expected. Those who I think were my good friends, who actually support me, they are actually the naysayers. They are the one who's talking a lot of nonsense, and then saying a lot of negative things. But those who you didn't expect to appear, all of them appear in your life, one by one, one by one. I was like, whoa, mind-boggling. And they come from different countries. I have donors from China. I have donors from Hong Kong. I have donors from Myanmar. I have donors from Canada. I have donors from America.
Wow. It's like everywhere. It's like everywhere.
Everywhere. And when I say everywhere, it's really everywhere. I was shocked myself.
Amazing. I mean, this is truly
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. And then
This
and
is
then
truly.
and then they are so trusting that they say, okay, give me your bank account. They don't even bother to say, well, what organization are you representing? I need NGO for you to receive the money. No, they say, just give me a bank account. I will remit the money down, and then let's go for it. They say.
Wow. That trust, man. That trust.
Yeah,
It's especially. I think that kind of trust is very hard to find, especially when it involves raw money. And
exactly.
to see that trust, you will touch. You will definitely touch because you just can't imagine they just
Yeah.
trust you like that.
And the best part is this: they trust me is one thing, and they do not want me to tell people that this money come from them.
Oh wow.
Yep. he said, please use your name that you are the donor, but I'm emphasizing here that I don't do everything on my own money. There are people who actually supported me along the way. I would say easily 70% of my funding comes from friends who believe that humanity deserves a second chance, and then they actually supported me very, very fervently without giving up. So I would say that 70% of my expenses actually come from the love offering or the love gift from whoever they are, who actually did their part in making the world a better place to live in, and they are all from all over the world.
Wow, amazing, truly amazing.
Yeah,
I mean that. Wow. I really don't know what to say, because just by listening to it, it's like,
yeah. And
very awesome.
as I told you, I'm a consultant for a few companies. I still have surplus, I still make money. It's not that I don't make money, and I'm so crazy to give up everything for the poor community. I've not reached that level yet. I have really not reached that level yet. But what I have is I have time, which a lot of you don't have. Because my work is very, very flexible. As long as I have internet access, I have a computer to work on, I can work anywhere. Okay.
You're just like a like digital nomad. It's just like
yep.
Digital nomad in working as a people who help in humanity, because a lot of digital nomad is like working that, but you are truly one of a kind.
Yep. So I have no complaint. I have time, which a lot of you don't have, and I have I have a bit of spare cash, which I think a lot of people do not have as well. Because if you have traveled to the world, I think more than 50% of the world's population are having problem with finances. They are actually. So if you have a roof over your head, you have sufficient food on the table, to me that is a blessing. Yeah. Because let's go back to the time where there was tsunami as well as earthquake in Palu. In a what do you call that? In a split of a few seconds, everything just go missing, because the tsunami and the earthquake took away a lot of what those people have, and from that kind of disaster, we get to know that actually material thing, it can come and go in a split of an eye. In a split second, everything can just go away from you. So we have to get our priorities right.
True. I mean that even when we die, right, we can't bring our luxury car, we can bring our luxury television, we can bring our that many zeros in our account, we can't bring it away.
Yep, agree. Actually, I don't own a car. I have no house. I don't own any house officially, and my mode of transport is actually I call it my S11, my Super 11, my two legs.
Your Super 11? Your Super 11? What's 11.
That? My legs, my pair of legs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Actually, believe it or not, I don't know whether you can see. I walk every day.
Wow. Is there like 1 million, almost reaching the 2 million steps?
I've done hold on, I think I've done 10 million steps already. Yep, 10 million steps. I've done my 10 million steps. I've achieved.
Oh wow.
So I don't own a car, I don't own nothing, and I walk everywhere. People think I'm crazy, but that's me. My friends who know me knows that I walk everywhere. I don't I don't really take cars, and even though I can afford to take a Grab or an Uber, but I choose to walk.
So I mean that right now, I mean that you're in KL, right? So where do you stay?
Sorry, I stay in PJ near One Utama. So in Kota Damansara. So yeah, this is a world record for me for staying at home for a month.
Oh my god, this is world record. So previously it's just like going anywhere you can find daily, right?
That's right. I'm always maybe for in a month I'm back in Malaysia maximum for a week, and mostly I'm actually in anywhere but not Malaysia.
Oh wow, that I mean that is amazing, really amazing. I mean, because I think that when you are doing something what society has been fixed, people will call you as crazy.
Yes, I am. They call me the madman, which I don't say that I'm not. Actually, if back then I started a series called the Madman Adventure. So I
Really? So where is it?
Well, it's in my hard disk actually. I do a lot of crazy things. I call it the Madman Adventure, and then yeah. When I see you face to face, I'll show you some of the things I've done. Like it's just crazy.
Oh yes, definitely because every time if I go into KL, I usually will go to Damansara. Yeah, I usually around Giza.
Giza, actually, my house is
Yeah.
maybe 200 meters away from Giza.
What?
Yeah.
Or it'll be so much easy if next time I go to KL and go to Giza and just any I'm here. Where you want to say? You want to go to Mama or you want to go to anywhere?
Yeah.
Now I know.
Yeah.
It will be very easy. So I mean that. Last question before we go. Okay, last question before we end this live conversation. Is there any advice for the audience, not just the audience, but the people out there? What kinds of personality and what kind of attitude they need to have in order to achieve what they want in their life? No matter it's like to be a YouTuber, to be a person who helps the needed, or want to be an entrepreneur. Is there any advice? Because you have been through a lot. You work in a huge industry. Let's just say in Mandarin it says that you already tested a lot of rice. So what kind of advice that you want to give them?
Well, I always tell all my friends or even my acquaintance that the definition of success is different for everyone. But in order to understand what is the definition of success, you need to understand two things. The very first thing is, what do you actually believe in? For example, you believe that money is God. Just example, just for discussion purpose. Okay, and then you have to move you have to move to the second question.
Not to harm anyone and not to judge anyone, but just for open discussion, right?
Open discussion. Okay, what do you believe in? For example, you believe that money is God. Just example, okay, just for discussion purpose. You have to move yourself to the next question. Why do you believe what you believe in? If you can answer these two questions, I think you have your answer to your what you want in life and what's the definition of success.
Wow. Okay. Yes, I believe it.
Okay. What do you believe in? and why do you believe what you believe in?
Okay, okay. Oh, I do hope that the audience and the people understand what Danny means. It means that if you want to know, also there are actually two simple steps. First is you have to know what you believe in, and the second question is why do you believe in what you believe in? Am I
That's
right? Am
right.
I right?
That's right. That's right. That's right. Like even a YouTuber, like what does a YouTuber believe in? He believes that creating contents or creating videos for the online audience is what he believes in. Okay, and why he believes what he believes in. Maybe he say his video can change life. He can show people what life is all about from his video. Okay, this is one example. So they have to know these two questions. They have to answer these two questions very honestly and ask themselves these two questions. If they can answer these two questions, I think uh, they can know what they actually want in life. And then I think the word human being is very very clear cut. You must be a human. You must not be a human doing. You must be a human. You must be a human being. Be a human. Live life and go through the process of life. And then sometimes it's during the most difficult time of our life that you actually know what life is all about.
Yes, true, true. Wow, thank you. Thank you, Danny. Thank you,
Yeah.
Danny. I'm
Thank you.
really looking for. I'm really looking forward. Like we can have a have a real time where we sit down and just talk and like drink teh tarik. Yeah,
Yeah.
I really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Looking forward towards that day. Yeah,
Yeah. I think the key
and
is just be yourself. Just be yourself and smell the roses, as what I always tell my friends. Smell the rose, smell the roses, and enjoy life.
yeah, smell the roses. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh wow. When you talking about smell the roses, right? What it means actually?
Smell the roses is just like you have just said to okay. What smell does the rose give to you? Like, is it something like smell the roses means like you enjoy the process of life. Just smell the roses along the way and enjoy the process of life. Life is actually very 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 interesting if you attach a meaning to it. Okay, people actually kill themselves because they cannot find a meaning to life. You see, people kill themselves because they want to be happy. People can live without food for, I don't know, scientifically for many days. They can live without water for X number of days. They can live without things
Mm.
for X number of days, or they can live without oxygen for maybe 4 minutes, 6 minutes, but they cannot live without hope. If they live without hope, the next thing they do is that they
Life
will
is meaningless.
exactly they will kill themselves because if they cannot find any hope in their life, you see.
Wow, amazing. True, it's true. I truly believe what you are saying that I mean we are human being, we are not
Yeah,
human doing.
yeah,
And sometimes we are very eager to find to know other people trusting us, to have hope, to have love. I mean if we taking all this essence of a human being, right, we are just nothing.
yep,
We would be very lonely without that.
yep. That's right.
And
And
thank you so much, Danny. Thank you so much, bro, for like spending your
thanks,
time
Vincent. Thanks, thanks.
with me and with us. Okay, guys, we have come to the end of this video, and I do believe that you will remember share this live video to any of your friends because I believe that they will have some benefits and some wisdom from this talk show. And I see you guys next time with another guest from different background with amazing story. See you guys next time.
Thanks.